Hiya folks, it's been a while again, about 2 weeks I think since the last video, but we've got to do a little job on the Mark IV Astra convertible because the front bumper pulls away, and the reason being is because that Irmischer lower skirt there, because of the state of the roads and also higher curbs, it's been battered and pushed, and it's actually broke the lugs on the side, which were repaired anyway. And oh hello, you've got to see this first folks, look at this.
That's my new car.
I just bought Sharon a new car. And no, this is for little baby Frank. Just thought we'd show you this, folks. Look, Jimmy's actually painted it the same colour as their actual Mercedes behind there. So that's going in on little surprise for baby Frank, who will be 2 in a couple of weeks' time. So let's get that out of your way. We've got to hide it. Anyway, getting back to this, yeah, as I say, I did repaint that lower skirt many moons ago when we first got the car, but as you can see, this sits lower than most curbs. So if you accidentally go over a curb, it nudges and pushes in, and on the side of this here, as you can probably see, these have got screws that should fix up under there, but as you can see, they pull away, and then what's happened, when you hit the lower skirt, that front falls down, and what happened the other day is it hit something, that one pulled out as well, and basically the old bumper pulled off because the 2 screws at the front there must have popped out as well. So we can't have that. So what I'm planning to do at the moment is to try and do another temporary repair on these lugs here. Can you see that's the lugs that come out, and it should have a bit more there with a hole in the middle, and that hole's supposed to fix through a screw up here in the wheel arch, which is still there, but it's ripped out of the bumper. These always sort of break here, and I plan to take the whole thing off and hopefully for the moment remove that lower Irmischer grille, so at least we can clear curbs and stuff like that without worrying about popping it back off again, because we've got the MOT up on this very shortly. So it's virtually off now anyway. I think there's a couple of screws underneath to take off, and also unplug the light bulbs for the fog light. So let's do that quickly on a bit of time lapse. Right, okay, there was a bit of a stubborn screw down here on the inner liner there, and the other screw which is up here, which is still in place, I think you see that there, just there. Well, that bumper's supposed to slide in between there with this thing, so I've got to somehow try and make some sort of repair on that, but that's even coming away there. Look, it's cracked all down the inside there, look. So I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do there. Might have to plastic weld along there or something, and maybe, I don't know, make a plate to go over here and remake a hole in it. So that's the same as I've got to do the other end here. That's cracked along there as well. And again, I need to maybe put a plate over the top there and re-drill a hole through. So that's that there. The lower scoop, I'm not too sure how that separates yet. I've got a feeling it might be plastic welded on, I'm not sure, but I'll have a look at that when I get out the back. I want to try and get it off, because they do come off, I know they do come off. So, yeah, there we go. That's it there. There's something that's pulled away here, riveted, that was riveted on there, look, that's pulled through there. And obviously the same here as well. The bumper's basically had it really, but I'm not going to source a new one. We're just going to sort of make do and try and repair this as good as we can. Let's get the bumper out the back and have a closer look at it now. Right, got it in the garden now, got it up on the trestles. Let's have a closer look at it. Well, as you can see here, the bumper's split there, the lower Irmischer part. As you can see, that is a genuine Irmischer spoiler on there. There's some sort of stud on there, or cross-threaded screw maybe. But going all around the bumper here and under here, I don't know whether you can see it, but it looks like it's actually stuck on, which was my biggest fear. So somehow I've got to try and chisel that off, and this is the original bottom of the bumper there. So we're looking at losing that depth, which should hopefully stop us from getting damage to curbs and getting the car stuck and doing that sort of thing. It's literally every single curb So right, let's start work on this, try and get it off. I don't know how I'm going to cut that off down there. I'm not sure at the moment. We'll undo that end screw, see if that produces a gap there. This will probably have to be painted again at some stage, but I just want to get it off for the moment to make it a bit more safer to drive and to parts the MOT. So although that looks like a little crosshead screw, that looks fully rusted there. I don't know whether I can grasp it with a pair of grips and maybe undo it. Not sure, let's try this. Not very good, is it? Oh, there we go. I think I've got a grip of it then. Yeah, here we go. It's just, it's only a little screw. There we go. Get a better grip this way now, I think. I did try a screwdriver in that slot. It wasn't having it, folks, so. Oh, it's so tight in there. You wouldn't believe it, would you? A little tiny screw like that. Here we go. Right. What's that done? Not a lot. Let me get a screwdriver. Right. Let's have a little look here. As I say, I think this is going to be stuck on. It's pulling away. You see that? I don't think you see that or not. Let's relocate this on here a bit better. Now look, it is pulling away. So we just got to probably prise our way around it and literally pull it off and clean up this end afterwards. Let me turn it over. If I spin it round this way now, I'm hoping that maybe it will lift straight up without too much hassle. Now I've got underneath it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think we're going to need a screwdriver to help it along as well. Again, I don't want to damage the main bumper if I can help it. I might have to turn it over again. That seemed a good idea, but I think it's going to be easier to pull it down. Pull it away from the bumper, you know. Yep, here we go. It's coming. It is coming, folks. Try it there again. Oh, here we go. It's coming now. Yeah, some sort of tiger seal that's probably is put on with. You just got to be brutal, I'm afraid. We're nearly halfway. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. We're getting there. There is a screw down the other end as well, which I probably could take out first. So if I just spin it over, again, see that other screw there? So let's try and get this one out as well, the same way as I did the other one. This could be a bit more trickier. Once you get a bite on it and started, it's not too bad. It's coming out now. But there's no way I'll get a screwdriver in there. The crosshead is long gone. There we go. Right, let's spin this over again, like that, and maybe continue to pull this bumper spoiler away. There we go. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Virtually there. A little bit more. There we go. Here we go, folks. And that's the smashed up, broken MMXXII spoiler, which will not be going back on. Okay, so we're left with this sticky residue here, which I can try and cut off. I'm just going to try and sand that off for the moment all the way along. I won't be painting this yet, but I can just sand that down there and try and get that as flat as I can, and maybe just feathered in, and at least we won't be dealing with problems anymore on that lower skirt. I'm not sure, but I think there might be a plastic part that goes on the bottom here. There's a provision there like a slot which might just finish the edge of the bumper off. It might be worth looking for one of them, but for the moment that's not going to be an issue. There we go. Just I was going to sand it down, but Jimmy said it's just as easy to cut it off with a sharp blade, just because we're going to, when we do come to paint it, we'll just sand that down lightly then. So there you go. That's probably the best way to do it. It's just got to, you know, so it just don't look too obvious. Is there a black trim, Jimmy, that goes on the bottom of there? Do you think? Yeah. But I shouldn't think that'd be too much of a problem to get hold of if...
This would fail MOT.
Eh?
This would be an MOT fail.
No, it's not an MOT fail, but I just, while I was here taking the bumper off, I didn't want to be laying under the car to sand this if I ever done it. So while it was off here, I thought I'd just sand it down, you see? Yeah, what I'll do for now anyway, just get it. I just want to turn it over now and have a look at the other bits. Right, that'll do for the moment, folks. It's nothing critical, but it's a bit better than what it was. Right, okay. So I've cut an old bit off of the bottom of that skirt, that bumper, which is obviously not going to get used again. And I thought maybe I could sort of fit it in here and just draw around here, maybe up to there, and then around to there, and then cut that out and maybe fix that on to here, drilling some holes and maybe nuts and bolts it, hold it in place, and then I can drill a new hole in the centre there. If I just sort of put that back in position, give me some idea where the hole goes. It was around there somewhere, look. And hopefully that should secure it, and I'll be able to do the same to the other side. So let's get going, cut this shape out, and then try and fix it onto there. That's where these tools are handy, folks, these battery multi-tool for cutting stuff like this. Let's have a go. There we go, that's that bit. Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. Somewhere like that. So, if I drill a hole up there maybe, like there, and a couple down here, that should hold that solidly in place. I'm hoping that that might do the job if this ain't too thick, you know. Put one hole up here somewhere, like that, and maybe a couple down here. Maybe 3, not sure. I've got a feeling this might be too thick, I don't know. We'll see. Let's put the screw through that way. There we go. I don't know whether this is going to work, folks. So we're just trying it out, aren't we? We're just trying it out. There we go, that's one in, and that one. Right, well that's solid. Probably have to cut them bolts off there, I would imagine. But hopefully that gives us something to bite onto now. And that won't pull out of there. I'm hoping, I don't know. That's where the hole should be there, as you can see. So I will try and drill another hole there and try and fit it. Right, just got to do the same to the other side. And I'll come back to you when I've done that one. Right, okay, so that's now in place. That's a lot more sturdy than what it was. Ideally, what I'd like is some sort of back support there as well. If I had some tiger seal, I'd put along there, but I haven't got any. But I may have to get some. I can only use what I've got at the moment, and I haven't got any. So I'll probably get tiger seal, run it all the way down that seam there, and create a rubber bond. That or some JB Weld, something like that. I've cut them bolts off now, so hopefully that will not be intrusive. This is what I really need the tiger seal for, this one, sort of to hold that in place, because that one, as you know, is sort of separated there. So that's okay for the moment. So we'll have to do that. Now I've straightened out this strip here, This was the old bent one, and cut off the rivets here. I've just got to drill these little rivet ends out and maybe fix that back onto there somehow. Might have to drill some new holes there, maybe go under that little bit of trim there, because them ones have all split and pulled through, so that's got to be done. Same with this one here. Again, you can see where the plastic's pulled away there, look, and the rivets have just come separated. That just gives the corners a bit more rigidity. So I'm going to have to revisit this. So let me drill these out and maybe drill some more holes under this rubber trim here, which I'm not sure how that's fixed on there. I'll do now, it's coming off. There we go. So just go in between there and drill through here, I suppose. Although that one's okay, I think. Is it? No, that's split. Or is it? Maybe I use that one. Maybe that hole there I could probably use. Yeah. Right, let's get on with that. Right, I'm pretty happy with most of the work that I've done here, folks. The only bit I'm a little bit unhappy with is this bit here, which is just holding on by a thread. And I know if I put that on, it's just going to rip off and I'll be back to square one. So I've cut some of the old bumper up, scraped all the paint off, and they're going to try and use this as welding rods. And I've got my soldering iron out, and I'm going to try and weld this in there, and hopefully that'll make a difference. So let's give that a go. Right, okay, let's have a little go at this. Don't know how it's going to work out, folks. But let's just try and melt a bit up here first. Yeah, it's going to be quite awkward, this. Tell you what, if I go down that seam first of all, maybe strengthen that seam. So I don't want it to melt through the front. Or maybe try the back, I suppose, I don't know. It's all trial and error. No, I don't want it to come through on the surface there, you know. That don't appear to be working, to be honest with you. So I've now got that totally disconnected now, which I'm back to square one. I'd have to get some proper glue, I think. Some bonding stuff or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Worth a try, but no good. This is the trouble with these blinking bumpers when they make them with thin little lugs on. When they get to a certain age and they deteriorate, what can you do? Apart from try and build up around that, but then I've got to be careful because this has got to slide into something, you know, so... Oh, I don't know. Oh well. I'll have a little think about it and come back to you. I'll see you in a minute.